And we're live. Hey everyone, my name is Nikita and I'm really excited for you all to join wherever you are joining. I believe we're having a lot of people from all over the world joining us from Nigeria, from Mississippi, Miami. And so my name is Nikita for those who are new, and I'm really excited to be having this discussion with Ottonbong. We're trying to get him scheduled on Instagram Live right now, so just give us a second as we're getting things together. So how you doing, Otto?
Hello. So I'm having a little bit of challenge with my Instagram.
Okay.
Invitation has expired, so I'm just going to request access again.
Okay. Okay.
But it's great to be here.
Yay.
Great to be here. Thank you for hosting me, Kita.
Yeah.
We'll be having an interesting conversation today, so
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward. I'm really excited. So for those of you who know me, you know that I'm really passionate about culture. So for those who don't know me, I am Jamaican American. Parents were born in Jamaica, and I was raised in Jamaica early childhood, and then came back to the States at age 6. So I have a very deep attachment to the island of Jamaica. But of course, if you know the Jamaican culture, if you know the Caribbean culture, you know that we have other cultures like the Rastafarian culture, which really highlights our connection to Africa. So we have Otto here, who's my friend. He's actually my friend, guys. We connected because I took an interest in the tech world and started studying UX design, and I think we connected like on Twitter, right? I think we connected on Twitter,
Yeah,
and so
on Twitter.
we've been just on Twitter, yeah. And we've been in dialogue for a very long time, and so I'm really excited for what he's doing for Nigeria, for the culture, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear. I don't know if it's working, but I don't know if it's working. So Instagram, you might not hear Otto. So if you want to follow along, we are live right now on YouTube, on Facebook. We're just gonna get into it and see if it works or not. What you think, Otto? Oh, I think I lost you a little bit. You good? You good? You good?
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
back.
I'm
Okay,
back now.
cool. Cool. Bear with us, tech issues. But if you can't see him here because I think it's not accepting him here on Instagram Live, we are still I can see him here on YouTube. So you can go on YouTube at Nikita Pekin 876, and that's NIKETA PECHAN 876, and you could probably see it streaming right now. We are also on LinkedIn. So thank y'all for coming in and checking it out. So let's get started about your platform. Can you tell us a little bit? First of all, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit who you are, what you do.
Apologies for yeah. Okay.
Oh, I think we lost him. Ugh, internet. You would think that 2023 connections would be stronger
Mm,
and we're working from home and stuff. Are you back,
mm.
Otto? Okay, how
Yes,
about you?
yes.
How about you
Apologies.
like
The network over here is very, very.
yeah. How about you like we can just you could take off Instagram and we'll just stream here and my Instagram folks can just watch me talk if it's okay. Okay.
Wait. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. So there's a little bit of lag, but it's okay. We got it. We got it. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna try it again. You just gotta love tech issues, right? Okay, can you hear me, Otto? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, I can.
Okay, so let's
Yes.
just go on and talk about your platform. Introduce yourself to the audience and kind of share what you do.
Okay, so let me reintroduce myself. My name is Ong Christopher. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm the founder of LangPal. And LangPal is a tech startup, a language learning platform. And our goal is actually to teach people, especially Nigerians, about their culture through languages. So we have a generation, starting from my generation, so we have our parents most times speak and communicate with us only through English languages. Is to who would like to visit Nigeria and want to be able to communicate with the locals using our languages. The platform aims at teaching people our languages. So in Nigeria, we have over 500 languages. We mostly only hear the internet. I'm sure the world only hear about two or three, but we have over 500 languages in Nigeria, and our goal is to preserve as much languages as we can and cultures on the platform. So we have people who would come to the platform, want to integrate with schools. Anybody can just get on the platform, learn about our culture, also learn any language of interest depending on where they're visiting in Nigeria. Let's say you want to visit the western part of Nigeria, which is dominated with the Yoruba language. You can come on a platform, sign up, learn the language, and probably use the translator to help you understand what locals are actually speaking. Yeah. So the goal of why we are doing all of this is cultural preservation. A whole lot of cultural values are being lost over time, and with what we are predicting 10 to 20 years from now, a whole lot of generation and people would forget. Literally, they just bear their names because this is our name, but don't have any historical knowledge of where they are from. So we want to preserve that. That is the goal of LangPal.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. So, for those who didn't really hear on this side, we're talking about LangPal. This is a platform for the Nigerian language. From what I'm understanding, so there is about over 500 languages in Nigeria, and you're saying that, you know, those languages are dying out essentially. Those languages are becoming lost. They're not being connected to the generations to come. And so you're trying to solve that problem by creating this platform because we're in this tech world, right? Where everything is at our fingertips. People don't really want to do things until they can do it on their phone. And you're solving that problem by creating this app. Is it an app? Is it an app? Is it an app that you can download on your phone? I think it might be an app that you can download. And he was talking about the translation. You can translate um if you want to go overseas. I know a lot of people are traveling back to Africa, right? People are going to Nigeria, people are going to Ghana, right? With the whole the
Yeah,
rise of Afro beats and things of that nature. People want to go back to
it's
these
an
countries. Mhm. I think we are breaking up. Hey, We do apologize, guys, for the tech issues or the streaming issues or the connection issues. But I think this is a really good dialogue so far. I don't know if he can hear me or because he's kind of frozen. But so far, there's good dialogue about his platform, LangPal. And I'm actually going to post about it afterwards. So those who, oh, he left. I think he's going to come back. So those who want more information, he actually has an outline on LangPal, and it's really, really, really cool. I mean, it's so exciting. One of the problems I have faced now, when he said that, the first thing that when he told me about his app, LangPal, the first thing that came to mind was Duolingo. And that's what people, I think I mentioned this app or this platform before to other people, and uh when they have let's see when they have oh no, he's trying to join on another platform, but when they have heard about this idea, they've associated with Duolingo. And so I don't know if we could, he's trying to connect on Instagram, guys. But please, if you are tuning in, if you have tuned in, please, when I post about LangPal, please give it a look, because this is the future. A lot of people are going back to African countries. A lot of people are investing in places like Ghana and Nigeria. I mean, like I was saying, the rise of Afro beats, right? The Afro beats culture. Some of you guys know I teach, I teach like dance fitness, and so one of my favorite things to dance to is Afro beats, and that came out of Nigeria and Ghana, and so why not? Why not preserve the heritage? I'm all about heritage preservation and cultural preservation, and so I think this platform, I want him to talk more about it, but he basically talked a little bit about the fact that these languages are dying. Nigeria has over 500 languages, and these languages are dying out. Just like in anything, those of you who know me being a doula, you know that a lot of these practices that we're coming back to have died out. I'm really hopeful because if you look at the doula culture and the birth culture, right? These practices had died out kind of because the OBGYNs kind of, this medicalized model took over, but we're coming back and we're kind of reclaiming those birthing practices, and it's very similar to this. I love that he's creating this platform to uh, reclaim Nigerian heritage, reclaim Nigerian language and culture. I can't wait. I mean, I don't think I could learn 500 languages, guys, but I think the folks who are closer to the culture, who are our actual direct descendants, I think this would be great for them to keep their heritage alive. And I don't know if for those who are watching, please drop in the comments if you're watching, where are you watching from? And also, why do you feel that something as overlooked as language is so important for us to preserve our heritage, you know? Um, he does a lot of work in Nigeria. I mean, he teaches tech skills to the community. I'm over here telling his whole thing. He's supposed to be up here telling his whole thing, but I think he's back. He also, I'm over here telling your life story. He teaches to the community. He teaches tech. He makes tech accessible to Nigerian people, and that's one of the reasons I admire him so much. Oto, can you hear me? On any plat. Nope, he left. So I'm gonna keep singing his song until he could get connected. He actually teaches to the communities. I mean, he teaches design. He teaches cybersecurity. This man is he's a genius. I really want everyone to kind of acknowledge a lot of the innovations that's happening in our African countries, and that's kind of why I wanted to holds this space. So if you are joining again, please, drop a comment below. I love to see. Thank you. Someone said you're so beautiful, Queen. Thank you. Oh man. Drop a comment of what's culture mean to you and why is it so important? For me as a Jamaican American, our language, like, I've grown up thinking and believing and hearing that patois is not a language, it's a broken English. And I refuse to refer to it as broken English, because if you break it down, you will see the connection to various languages in Africa. And so language is so important. Language gives meaning. There's some words in one language that there's no word for it in another language. And it means something. And the people who speak that language understand what it means. So we are taking back and reclaiming culture. I don't know if I have a direct connection where the direct lineage or ancestral connection to Nigeria itself. I'm sure, maybe, I don't know, but I feel very connected to the culture because he's trying to get back in. I feel very connected to the culture because of the music. No, it's not. I can hear you. I can see you. You live. You back.
Okay, okay.
I'm over here singing your song.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry
singing his
about that.
song, guys.
Yes, I've been hearing it the whole time. I've been hearing you. You're doing great.
Yay. Okay, so why don't you just just
So
kind of share what else you want to
yeah,
share about?
yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing great. Okay, so she's been saying a lot about me. I usually don't speak much about myself, but one thing I'm always bragging about. So thank you for singing my song. Because I don't think I would do it myself. So
No
yes,
problem.
I my goal is actually to impact okay, so
I muted myself and I was talking to the Instagram viewers. Sorry, while you spoke.
okay, okay. All right.
Okay, so
All right.
what is your yeah, what is your desired impact? I know that you want Nigerians to learn their heritage and the languages. Like, how would it how would it be an impact to the community and the culture?
Okay, so due to should I say the lack of preservation of our history, we have distorted stories there that's been passed down. We intend to have a team that digs into the actual history, not what the winner actually tells us, because the history is written by the winners. So what about the losers? What about their own side of the stories? So a whole lot of hate and anger is being passed down through generation without actual facts of why that's happened, or how it occurred. So our goal is to break away some of those myths that are being passed down. There are people that there are tribes in my country that once they are born, they are told that this specific tribe are the enemies, they are the threats, and so on and so forth. And this has caused a whole lot of generational wars that has been going on, ethnic wars, and we want to try our best to fix some of these things. Little things that you'll be surprised a whole lot, like things that but when it is being told to the next generation, it sounds so huge, and then this hate passes down from generation to generation, and it's not being fixed. If you actually there's an ethnic hate that goes on between a tribe called the Yoruba tribe and the Igbo tribe in Nigeria. Now, if you ask a typical Yoruba man, why do you hate an Igbo person? There is no reason. There is literally no reason, but they are taught to hate that tribe with no reason. But this stems from something that occurred many years ago. So but we want to be able to educate the next generation that this is not supposed to be. This is not supposed to be. Yeah. So the platform, while you're learning the languages, you're also learning historical facts. We're also learning how to cook different dishes from different tribes. So we want to incorporate both cooking both history, yes, from different tribes. So you learn how to make dishes from different tribes, and then that way you be able to taste some cultural differences. So that. This is just some of the impacts we intend to make during our process of creating this platform. Yeah, not just the app. The app is just what you interact with. It's the cultural preservation and correcting some parts of history. That's basically what we want to
Mm.
do.
Wow. That's pretty deep. You're trying to bring light to the truth because a lot of times like we lose the truth over time, and a lot of times people just kind of go along with what's said and never digging deep to what the truth actually is. And so you guys are doing that work by having your historians and researchers, kind of bring to light origins, right? Cultural origins, and helping younger folk, right? The newer generation understand that. And I love that you brought up the whole Igbo Yoruba beef. Listen, I'm Jamaican. I don't know all of the beef, but it's very apparent. It's apparent enough for me, the Jamaican, to know the beef and the tension. I don't know what it's about. Don't ask me what it's about. And also you just said that if you ask the people from those tribes, they don't even know what it's about really, right? They just beef because they're like, "Oh, I'm better because I'm in this tribe, and we were just told that you were not good enough." And so you're wanting to bring a sense of appreciation for each tribe, right? Because you can be in one tribe and still honor that other tribe and appreciate their language and their foods. I love that. I love that.
So yes, that's one of the problems we want to tackle because it's so sad that our politicians usually use this as a weapon during elections, and due to the lack of education of our citizens, they fall for these gimmicks, and it's very very sad.
Mm. So I don't know if I want to get too much into politics, but there was recently uh,
No, no,
there was
we're not getting into
recently
that.
I'm not we're
Yeah.
not getting into it, but there was recently an election that really caused a lot of pain and for a lot of people in Nigeria. We're not getting into it. I don't want to trigger nobody, but it's that important because I watched a lot of my Nigerian friends grieve, be upset. It was a lot. Over like what you're saying, not knowing the truth and not being able to honor all people as all Nigerians as one people, you know, because in essence, although there are different tribes, you guys as Nigerians, you are one, right? I hope, right? That's how it should be. But and it sounds like that's
Yeah.
what you guys are moving towards.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, I was saying that's what it sounds like you guys are moving towards. I kind of stay quiet so to give it time because it might lag. But it sounds like that's what you guys are moving towards, the appreciation of all of the cultures of Nigeria because you are one, you know, you are one people, although you have different tribes. And I think it's almost like the image I have is like this multicultural quilt, right? It's a part of each other, just different colors, different patterns, but it's one. It's woven together. If that makes sense. Thank y'all for
Yeah,
staying
that's
tuned on
actually true.
Instagram.
But yeah, okay. All right, so that's
What?
actually
Go
true.
ahead.
That's actually true. But the first thing we will have to do is actually education because a whole lot is going on due to lack of information and education. So the goal is that's why we actually exist to help educate, especially from the young ones, the children between the ages of 5 upwards. When they start using our platforms, they start getting proper education of their culture. History is not being taught in our primary schools, not being taught in our secondary schools. Do you know that?
Wow, no.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That that definitely should be
So
taught. History should be taught.
A whole lot is being lost with time. So history is not being taught, and so we get secondhand information from parents based on their own perspective, based on their own pain or frustration or experience, not opportunity to be able to make decision based on their own understanding, but based on what my dad told me, based on what my pastor told me or imam, based on what my grandfather told me, and so on, but not based on the knowledge I have. So we are
Mm,
building. I'm no longer calling it an app anymore. We are building a community of Nigerians and young Nigerians about our culture and our values.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I love that you say that oftentimes people, and this we're talking about Nigeria right now, guys, but this is not just a Nigeria issue. This is an issue in a lot of countries, right? You know, we're passing on secondhand. I love that you said secondhand information from pain. So a lot of people are telling stories of pain instead of the actual origin story. So you're going back to the stories of origin and not, because when we talk about something and we share our perspective, our cultural perspective through the stories of pain, it gets mucky, you know, and we miss the stories of origins. And so you're essentially building this community to go back to the stories of origin, which are often, when we go back to the stories of origins, we often find that they're beautiful, and they're not the stories of pain that we're hearing that grandma's talking about, because that's what she experienced. And we're not saying that our experience doesn't matter, because it does matter and it's a part of the story, but we want to go back to that beautiful story of origin, right?
Yes, that's true. Like we want to make people understand that it's not tribe, it's not religion. We have bad people and good people. So no matter where they are from, you can always meet a bad person, you can always meet a good person. You should make your decision not based on their tribe or their religion, but based on who they are, so that you would not just pick an entire race and be like, you all are bad or you all are crazy and so on. So we want to make sure that it's good that our parents are passing down their own experience to at least give us a sense of should I say warning, just be careful, but this might not be true. So you have your own knowledge, you have your own understanding, but you also know that okay, they might be dangerous, but it might not be true. So that's what we want to work on. That's what we want to try to propagate in our community, a place of union amongst every tribe where everybody stands together, and you can't literally tell where each person is from.
Wow. Wow.
So that's yeah.
I love that. And why do you feel, I know that one aspect of it is lack of education, lack of awareness of that original story that we're talking about of love. But what else do you think it is that's influencing people to stay rigid and to stay territorial with their culture?
Okay, so there are some things, especially we have like I said, we have over 500 languages, even in a place where same tribe. So we have tribes and then we have the communities, and different communities have their own practices and cultures and values. So I would say that allowing people to experience other people's culture will give you an understanding of how they work. I wish you married a Nigerian, or you have anybody. Is anybody live now that married to a Nigerian, maybe a man or a woman? You see that our cultures are different. If you've watched it anywhere, our cultures are different, and so our goal is to also like experience other people, experience other cultures. Yeah. So that way you have understanding. That way you have understanding. I'm after union, not making everybody look alike. And by the way, we are unique and diverse, and we look great that way. So it's just understanding. Yes, just know who the next person is. Oh, I know this is how you guys do your weddings, this is how you do, this is how you do. Like we all know, all Indian films, they must all dance in there. There must be music. There must be music. Now we now know that that's part of their cultural value, music. So that's the kind of understanding we want people to have. That's kind of understanding we want people to have about other cultures. Yeah.
Right. So, what are the cultural values you'd like to see as you launch this community? What would you like to see Nigeria and essentially the world? Because Nigeria is like the African giant, right? We both come from giant countries, right? Jamaica's the giant of the Caribbean, and Nigeria's the African giant. So,
Hmm.
what kind of what kind of cultural values do you want to see highlighted?
Okay. So what I'd like to see from or the kind of impact I would like to see is it's a place that does not discriminate. Really, it's a place that it's better you make judgment based on a person's personality or what they do, not because of their tribe. Now, I would just I don't want it to sound a little bit political, but I don't want to have a country where a politician can come out and say, because I am from this tribe, you should vote for me. Or and we have educated youths. Now, just going to school is not enough education. We have a whole lot of people that are PhD holders, they are doctors, they are master degree holders, and still think very small. So I want to see a community or a place where people have, should I say, common understanding of their fellow man, common understanding of their fellow man,
Love
and
that.
also puts their fellow person that person should be important the same way you see yourself as important. You should value the next person. Everybody is selfish, yes, but at the same time, let's still look out for each other. Because it's okay for you, because it's good for you, doesn't mean it should be bad for somebody else. Think about how best you can impact your community. Think of how you would help others, not because they are from your tribe, but because they are human.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
that's the kind of impact I'm hoping to have on people's lives.
Mm. So it sounds like you are trying to target different stages of life. You mentioned the fact that they're not teaching history in the primary schools, which is very disappointing, you know? I mean, America and let's use Florida for example. Florida and what's his name? The guy, the governor, y'all know his name. Him. He's made it an effort to take out Black history out of the schools. Essentially, there's lots of governors and politicians who don't want to hear Black history. Um, so how are you targeting? Like, how will this community? Because you say you don't want to call it an app because it's more than an app; it's a community, right? How does this community? What does it look like to target the primary school kids versus the teenagers versus the college kids versus the grandmas? Like, how do you do that with each stage?
Okay, so let's start from the schools, targeting younger children from like 5 to like 15, thereabouts. So let's say we are targeting their schools. We are building on our platform. We also are building a solution for easy integration into school or school management systems. So we now have like schools putting up a curriculum for, oh, we are now doing language and culture on our curriculum. And once it's time for that session, everybody gets on their computer or their mobile phones or tablets, if that's what they use in the schools, and just log into their accounts and practice and learn. The teacher has that time to just monitor and help them if they have any questions. We will build an automated system that allows this session to handle itself till class or that session is done. So that's how we plan to integrate into schooling. And the way we actually build our platform is not so rigid and formal. We made it fun, gamified. It's going to be playing games, it's going to be teaching you conversations and so on in a more gamified version. So your children won't get bored, they won't get bored of that game, but they are learning about culture, they are learning about languages. So the same way we've learned from research that people get bored by if I think people respond more to practical things that are playful, colorful. It stays longer in your head than the outline giving you a whole lot of books and study, and that way you lose your audience. So we've based on research, we've identified that people stay longer when there is a reward system. So whether old or young, for every checkpoint you get to. So the way we build our platform is you will learn conversations based on scenarios. So greetings, foods, marketplace. Yeah. So different scenarios. You are going to be giving some conversations, possible conversations you might be having based on that location. And then when you complete these tasks, there are rewards for you, and that way you are encouraged to want to keep up and continue visiting the platform and learn as you go. So that's how we
Mm,
intend to address all age
yeah.
groups.
I love that. That's so good. So as you guys can see, LangPal has done its research on how people stay engaged. And you guys are mastering and working on how to engage 5-year-olds to 15-year-olds with different stories and games. Cause like when I asked the question, the first thing I thought of was like ABC Mouse. ABC Mouse, like my kids are like what, 5 and 4. And so they will stay on their iPads all day if there's a storyline and cartoons and stuff like that. So I think this is really good. And I'm really excited for this to be accessible because again, I think we live in a day and age where a lot of people from all over the world, from America, from the US, from Canada, are trying to go back to the motherland, right? Trying to go back to the countries like Ghana and Nigeria. And so I think this would be an incentive even to learn the culture from afar. That was one of my challenges. I've always wanted to learn language. Like y'all know I love Afrobeats. I don't understand some of the stuff they're saying. So I want to be able to sing along and know what I'm saying. So I think this is a really really good thing for a lot of us at different stages where we are. Any other thoughts about any other thoughts or what you want to add?
Okay. Sadly, most of the songs you hear, especially from Nigeria, are written in, like, Nigerians are awesome. Like, Nigerians are awesome. We literally created our own version of English. Pidgin. Yeah. So that's what most of our songs are written with. So um
Oh man, so you're saying the language that we're hearing in Afrobeats is not even.
I would love that. I would love that a whole lot of people would get in on this project. Yeah, I would love. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
now you're back. We were doing good. We were doing good. I don't know why the network's trying to act up now.
Okay, so I was asking, like, I'm pleading to everyone out here who is interested and love what I'm actually doing. You can look us up on LinkedIn, on TikTok. Our website is langpal.fun. Our website is langpal.fun. If you want to see what we're all about, you can visit our website. And we are still building our product, and we'll be out there shortly. Next week we'll be launching our product, and should She will tell you what to do next, and we are open to support. We are open to help. If you want to help us spread the word, please help us spread the gospel.
Spread the gospel of LangPal. All right. So, yes, thank you so much, Otto, for sharing this. I'm really excited about this. Y'all, viewers, bring it in. Bring it in. Listen, we need culture. Culture is essential. If you're really passionate about the African culture of African cultures, this is a great way to kind of stay in the loop. Langpal fun. I'll link all of that. Please support this project. They're still working on it. They're doing a lot of research. They're really trying to get Nigeria, for people in Nigeria, to really reconnect to their culture and preserve the heritage. And if you know me, and if you've had dialogue with me, I'm so passionate about preserving our heritage, because what's going to happen if it gets lost? What's going to happen if it goes away? We're going to be so disconnected. I don't mean to bring the mood down, but even looking at America and how the, trans transatlantic slave trade and everything like that, Atlanta, Atlantic slave trade, and how a lot of people here on this land are so far removed from their heritage and culture, and it doesn't feel good. There's a lot of trauma that's associated with it, and I think also did a really good job explaining some of the traumatic responses uh, that has happened in Nigeria because of the slow losing of the culture and the heritage, the slowly moving away from the original story, the original culture, heritage, whatever it is. And so I believe that when we move away from culture, there's trauma that happens. And so we want this is a whole that's why I wanted to talk to Otto today, because I know he's on the tech side, he's on the development and building side, but I see it through culture is wellness. And so I wanted to kind of have this dialogue. And we're probably gonna have more dialogues about this, because this is not just a 1 45-minute discussion. It's a lot to unpack with this. And so please, I'm gonna link a lot of your links to my page. Please support, check them out, follow them, support them, tell people about it. If you're Nigerian American, or if you're Nigerian Canadian, or whoever, or if you're Nigerian, please, this your people. This your people. Support them. Um, they are still open to angel funders and investors. I know a lot of times we don't like to ask for money, but they are still open to investors. And if you're interested, if you know someone who wants to invest in this, I'm telling you, like, this is gonna be great. So thank you again for joining me. Thank y'all for watching. I like to see that you guys stuck with me. You stuck with me. So thank you for watching, and we will continue to have these dialogues. Do you have anything to add?
Like I'm just happy, like I'm so happy I connected with you. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to actually share my passion, my dreams, and people actually stayed and listened. I'm so grateful. It means that I'm in the right direction. I'm heading towards the right direction. So yeah, you guys will hear a whole lot of our progress, about our progress, the challenges we'll be facing along the way, and how you can help us along the way too. So thank you so much, Nikita, for having me today. And I'll be happy to always jump on a session like this with you to tell the community how far we've been.
Oh my God, thank you again. And yes, I will be calling on you again to to have more dialogue and discussion around this. I think this is so important. Thank you again for joining me, and thank you viewers for watching. Stay tuned. Y'all know me. I love culture, so I'm going to be talking about culture more. Until next time, I'm Nikita. See you next time.